Hello, this is Clara. I think this is a really important time to be talking about soothing anxiety. As we're coming out of 2 years of pandemic, there is a war happening, and that is on top of whatever we were already dealing with in our lives, in our own lives. Finding a way to love and soothe our anxiousness is very important for the quality of our lives. This part of us can be this beautiful, wise part of our beings, and this place inside of us that is craving healing and kindness. And when we're kind to ourselves in this way, it's easier to get up out of bed. It's easier to deal with our lives and to move towards futures that we're dreaming of. Millions of people struggle with anxiety, and anything from generalized anxiety, which is sort of just a constant buzz, to like strong peaks, to episodes. There's a spectrum out there, and anything from like I'm a little bit nervous to I think I might actually explode, and it's taking a toll. It's been taking a toll for a long time, but it takes an enormous toll on people's well-being. So anxiety is part of this 21st century landscape that we live in. And on the one hand, it's clearly not great, as it's a reflection of how out of sync the world that humans have created is with humans themselves. On the other hand, the conversation about anxiety is getting normalized, which means that more and more people can speak up, they can get help, and they can make change. And organizations are making change. So this is positive. A really important element of having calm lives that we feel good in is learning to recognize and stay away from, when we can, people and places that aren't healthy for us. We've got to learn, and I have to say I hear this a lot from women, a lot. It's not unique to women, but it's prevalent. We've got to learn to stop trying to be calm and stop trying to feel safe. And I mean, not just physically safe, but mentally and emotionally safe in situations and environments that are impossible to be calm in. Being willing to walk away from toxic situations and people is a game changer. And I know, sometimes recognizing that we're in something that's toxic and that we can walk away is not easy, but learning to figure that out is really important. And a whole other newsletter. So I'm going to share my 4 favorite tools for soothing anxiety, and I encourage you to bring them all together, and I'll share an example of what that looks like after I've shared the 4 individually. So the very first thing is to decide. Start with a decision. You need a yes. So you ask yourself the question, am I willing to allow calm in this moment? And you may not be. You might be in an urgent situation. You might not feel safe where you are. Like that might not be the moment. So wait until you get the yes. If you can get a yes from some part of you, you don't have to be 100% on board. Just some part of you going, yes, I'm willing to allow it in this moment. Then the other 3 steps are going to be effective. So step 2 is deep, slow breaths. I'm going to show you what I mean by this, because sleep boats... Deep, slow belly breaths, where you breathe in for a count of 5, you pause, you breathe out for a count of 5, you pause, and so on, are your first step towards calming the nervous system. It's like so you breathe slowly and you slow your body down. So here's an example of what that might look like. And I'm breathing air down through my lungs into my belly. And once it reaches my belly, I'm breathing through the rest of my body. I'm just imagining it going through the rest of my body. And then pause and then out. And as you slow your body down, the brain back here starts to go, oh, okay, oh, maybe I'm okay. And as that happens, then the heart sort of goes, okay, okay, maybe there isn't an urgent situation here. All right, all right, all right. And then they both get on board, and now and then you neurologically you've been firing down this one path, which is like something really bad's happening here, and I've got to get out of here, or I've got to protect myself. And then you go to, okay, actually, I'm all right. I've got a little bit of time. I can come up with something. I'll figure it out, right? You're finding your way back to that. Step 3 is touch. For some of us, this is really important, and we're starved of it. I want to really think about your head here, but also the rest of your body. Take a minute, ideally when you're not anxious, and lay your hands on different parts of your head and notice how you feel, and notice the pace I'm doing this at. It's long enough for my hand to touch, for my brain to recognize I have a hand on my head, and for then my brain to go, and how do I feel about that? Am I getting some soothing from that? What feels good? It just went lower down my neck. This is a good one. You can use 2 hands. You can notice if it feels different with your left or your right hand. And then there's other parts of the body, right? The heart, shoulders. I think the head, though, is a really good one. So find the places that create calm with your hands. And then the 4th step is speak softly. Soothing ourselves with kind words is really important, because it's often our younger selves that get triggered and anxious. And it's our job to be kind and compassionate with them. And for many of us, we're learning this as adults, because when we were children, we didn't get that kind of soothing. We got anxious because there's nothing much more anxiety producing than being a small person in this world, like a really little, with a young brain, and everything's enormous and daunting. So most kids deal with anxiety, and if they don't receive sort of love, care, compassion, patience, being held, or we don't learn to do it for ourselves. So we have to learn this growing up, rather than trying to tuck it away, which is what we did back then. It's like, no, okay, how can I love this part of me? And this speaking softly is really important. So play with things like you or I or we. Just notice what feels right to you. You might say things like, you're safe, I got this, don't worry, an answer's coming, we're going to be okay, I did my best, we can get through this, I love you, you're safe. These are all calming and soothing and compassionate ways for us to talk to ourselves, and really important. So if we're going to put all this together, this is my favorite one. I should do all my newsletters like this. You might lie on your side, if you can. You can also just lean against a wall and just pretend you're cold. Lie on your side, you put your other arm around yourself like a hug, lie on your side, and breathe. And as you breathe, you might say something like, we're safe, I love you, we're safe, we got this. And if you add in some rocking has been proved to be very, very soothing for people with post-traumatic stress disorder. Do that for a few minutes and see how you feel, notice how you feel. There's something about the hitting many of the senses. And as you calm, you'll come back to this place where the urgency is stopped, your brain's firing differently, and now you can actually consider the situation you're in, or decide to postpone it for a few minutes, or whatever you do, you'll be back in making choices that can move you forwards. For many people, the world it's just a hard place to be. It's a challenge. So I want to encourage you to make sure that you notice and you hear the songs of the birds and the blooming flowers and the kind strangers that are literally all around. And to keep your eyes and your hearts open to the places in life where love lives and possibility beckons. They're there. They're like this river of your life, and they're flowing just under the surface of fear and doubt. So find your way there, no matter what. Find your way there. Keep finding your way there, and you'll find your way home. I'll see you in 3 weeks. Keep soothing and take care.